And right now it's more difficult because I recently had 2 beautiful boys, little boys, and they're just incredible. But that heightened awareness that I have makes me want to protect them all the time now as a new mother.
But you see, that feeling of needing to protect them will take you right to your knees, because it's such the opposite knowledge that the source within you knows. So just feel the difference. Just let's take what you offered, a very extreme example from which you felt incredible clarity. So let's take this example of something that is really powerfully meaningful to you. Let's focus upon these 2 beautiful children just for a moment, and let's see which thought feels better. They need me to protect them. They were born to find their way. The world is big, bad, and awful, and there are things that I want them to avoid, and I don't know if I can protect them from it. The world is diverse, and they have within them guidance that they are on their way of discovering. They are little and have so much to learn. They are little and still tuned into source energy.
Yes.
They know less than I do. I must teach them what I know. They remember more than I remember, and are teaching me every day.
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
Their path is going to be a hard one. Their path is going to be a fun one.
Yes.
In other words, just ask yourself, which feels better, which feels better, which feels better, and train yourself to focus upon them from inside the vortex. Get into the vortex by remembering this story. You have this incredible advantage of remembering viscerally what it felt like to be in the vibrational bosom of source.
Yes, absolutely.
So recall it and then think about your children. Recall that and then think about your children, you see. And from inside the vortex, no matter what's going on with them, you'll feel like their inner being does. Do you know their inner being, your inner being, that which you call God? Not any of that is one bit worried about those 2 kids. Not any of them is worried about that. But when you do, it's not because there's a valid worry. You're just making stuff up to use as your excuse to not be in the vortex.
Irrational.
And then you're saying, you are the reason for my worry. And we say, no, they're not. You are.
I know. I so know that's true.
The woman said, my lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. Abraham, my lover left and now I'm sad. Said, no, you're not. All right, you silly ghost. She didn't say that out loud. She just thought it really loud. Abraham, I wasn't sad. My lover left and now I'm sad. I'm sad because my lover left. And we said, you're sad because you're not in alignment with who you are, and you're using the fact that your lover left as your excuse to not be in alignment with who you are. And that lover who left had helped you put so much into your vortex that's so much better than that lover could ever provide, that lover leaving was the best thing that ever happened to you, because that lover who left was not a vibrational match to what you've put over here anyway.
Yeah.
So why are you using someone not being there that you don't want to end up with as your excuse to not go into the vortex where you can meet who you've been looking for?
Right.
So we say, you're not worried because your children have potential danger. You're worried because you're making something up that's not a match to who you really are. Through all that you've lived, even before they were born, but especially since they've been born, as you've interacted, you've put so much wonderful stuff in your vortex relative to them. When we say you are the creator of your own experience, we mean you are the creator of you. You are the creator of your relationship with them. You have created a version of them in your vortex that you now have to live up to. And when you don't, you're going to feel awful, but it doesn't mean they're in danger. It means you're not living up to what you've put there.
Right.
Do you get that?
Yes.
You're not the creator of their experience. They are. But when you don't live up to your version of them, then you're not the example of alignment that you want to offer to them. And that's what's bothering you.
It is. You're right.
That's what's bothering you.
It is true.
Now, we gave you way more than you deserved, because this is Really, really, really good fine-tuning. You are tuned in, tapped in, turned on. We can feel the power of who you are. You're in the vortex, not as much as we'd like, but more than almost anybody we know.
Yes.
And so are your kids. So understand that this is fine-tuning. And then just keep doing what you know how to do. And remember every day, and speak of it often to anyone who will listen, but mostly in your own mind. I know the supreme feeling of being in the vortex after having been out of it for a while. That was more of a feeling of relief that you are describing than anything else. And you keep reaching for that again, but you know what? You're not ever going to have that feeling again, because you hang around in the vortex so much that you're not ever going to have that much contrast again.
It's so true. Thank you. I have one more question. I went to a conference the other day, and I was in a hotel in the bathroom, and I'm blow drying my hair, and there's a mirror in front of me and a mirror in back of me, and I got this feeling of what infinite was, and I'm wondering if I'm on track with that. Are we basically reflections?
Really good.
The infinite is just us reflected on all sides?
Yes, and so let's tell that story. It's a really good place to wrap all of this up. So you were source energy, and a part of your consciousness came forth into this body. And as a part of your consciousness came forth into this body, you're exploring contrast and expanding. And the larger part of you is taking that expansion. So then you catch up now and you feel wonderful, or you wait until you croak and you feel wonderful. In any case, you catch up with who you are, and it is from that new, expanded, evolved place that you reemerge back from non-physical into physical. And then you explore and you expand and you become, and then you come and you explore and you expand and you become. And so what your analogy really speaks to, in the best way that we've discovered so far, is that first of all, there's no ending to that which any of us are. We are eternal, and that in time, in other words, who gets to decide where the beginning place is? That's what happens in that mirror. In other words, to you it feels like it began with the reality that is you, and the rest of it is a reflection. But there was the reality that was you before you came, and then there's a reality of you that's exploited, and then there's the reality of you that's expanded, and then there's a reality of you that catches up, and then there's a reality of you that comes forth. In other words, it is the cycle of eternal, joyous expansion, you see. Really, really good.
Good.